And, you know, people in chat are always doing it in the middle of the night, it seems like. I don't know. I don't know what that means. But. Customer satisfaction.
It's because they're all students. And
I
it's
think
the fastest,
students,
most instant technology, newest technology.
So here are the customer satisfaction scores. These are based on the surveys. We'll do a Mythbuster about surveys in a moment, so hold that thought. Here's first contact resolution. This is interesting here. We launched support for recon here. I mentioned that before. If I took recon out, it would be 87%. So that just that launching that one service can affect this, the service level. Average speed to answer for phone. This is the phone abandonment rate. We changed this was our target SLA. It's down here to 7% now. Let's see where we are. This is where we have the most trouble.
So they got close and you lowered it on them?
Correct.
Harsh.
Well, okay. This is the original agreed upon back 2.5 years ago. We struggled. We said let's meet this. So we met it, and then we said okay, we're not going to meet it. What we originally agreed to. And December's coming back down.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around. What is phone abandonment?
People hang up.
You call
after a minute.
You call if you wait a minute. You hang up without ever getting your call answered.
Without ever being answered. Okay.
That's an abandonment.
Do they tell you what their old time
Oh, I see. It says it there.
Don't tell you what your whole time's going to be. On the IVR?
Yeah.
Regarding callback statistics,
Yeah.
how do you compute the time to resolution with callbacks? Because I have experienced times where I asked for a callback, and it's been literally days before I can call back.
How do they compute that? So it's not one of their SLAs. I do see that number on a monthly basis. Let's see, when you leave, I believe they do it through, so they know it, they do it through the I3 system, which is the call system. They note when you leave the message, and then I don't know how they track that they've actually picked up that callback and called out. Maybe it automatically dials out for them. But that's how it's measured, is you leave the message, they call back. So if it was days, it'll show.
It should be the time between when I say, call me back, and the time they respond.
So there have been a number of times that I've decided not to use the callback. That's because I'm getting ready to go to bed. I have no idea. I don't want to wake me up at midnight.
Yeah.
To answer my call, and I don't have a way in there to say, don't call me back after a certain hour or anything like that.
Don't you leave a message, don't you, when you call back? You leave a message?
Well,
You just say, call me back.
Just say call me back. Yeah. So you have to wait till the next
it's a
one.
little, is there a voicemail option or something?
There is a voicemail option, I believe. as well.
Because you
Yes,
can
there
have
is.
Apple's, in other words, I don't know how to get to the voicemail.
I don't know off the top of my head either. There is a voicemail option.
Is there, are they tracking information such that we could identify who's calling? Like if I wanted to know who's calling for my department.
Yes, we would have to. I can tell you that. Do you have a particular user? So.
Right, who owns who now?
I can look by user, like user ID.
If you're giving 200 names. I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah, I mean,
Are they not using departmental codes for each user to identify where they're at?
they use whatever's in LDAP.
Yeah, it's,
Or
I
do
think.
they have that information?
Yeah, but I think they just use the user ID.
Better than nothing.
And they'll say the user's name. I don't think, when I look at the tickets, don't say anything about where they work.
Well, it's
They
you've
do
got
actually.
students, right? So they're
That's true.
So when the agent takes the call to get the computing ID, it will pull up whatever LDAP information we've sent to the help desk to use that's associated with that user ID. So yeah, so you could do it by phone. I've never done that, so I don't, I'm hedging a little bit. I don't know how good that data actually is. The easiest way to do it is to say I have a specific user ID. That's the easiest way to find out our frequent flyers.
Is there a development, department at Receptus, or someone that, DBA at Receptus who can code a query, a custom query in Remedy, and do we have the ability to make requests like that?
Yeah, you can make those requests through me. Yeah.
Because
Yeah, they have an
I'm
infrastructure.
taking full from the department, I'd be interested to see what users are calling from my area. That would be nice.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Like I said, I have to make sure that all that information is. But we can pull it and see what it comes up with.
You could always have them export the data, and then we could run a query against our LDAP. It would be straightforward to get that way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Did anybody make note of that?
I did.
You got this down? Okay.
Something to follow up on.
Okay, good.
Quarterly or annually will be fine.
But that only
Send us
tells you
the-
who's called, you don't know.
Starting from the.
About what?
Well, theme is at that point, what the calls are about.
Well, if you're dumping their data,
If you dump the data, and you would have your department, you'd have the user ID, you could correlate the user ID with what they're calling about. Because it would have, you have the ticket summary.
Well, no offense to the help desk, but you guys, if I got somebody who's relying on the help desk when you're relying on me, I'm no trouble.
So why do you say that?
Because they're not going to get the information I would give them, which is specific to what we do.
Because you have all the correct information and help desk doesn't? I don't,
because of
quite
the way
sure I
we-
understand.
the particular way we might do things.
Okay, okay. So why do you have to?
I am not submitting
Yeah.
training or anything to the help desk, so.
So,
No, it's not anything bizarre or out there necessarily.
but you have specific, so why do you tell your users not to call that?
I don't tell them. But if I have one who's doing it repeatedly, I want to go and find out why and educate them and make sure that, because if they're calling the help desk a lot, they're not being as productive with their technology as they probably could.
I have a question to group then, and before Perceptive Help Desk came along, did you have that information then for your users?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Well, there was a time when you couldn't log into Remedy. I don't see some information. Somebody else?
But it would be handy, even in aggregate.
Yeah.
Even if we
Oh,
chose
yeah.
to anonymize the data, it would still be handy for me to know how many people in
But what they're
3180
calling about.
call. Well, just to know how many calls there
Just
were
how
in
many
general
calls,
would be
yeah.
more helpful than what I have now.
Dave, I would be more concerned if my users called the help desk, and where I would want them to call the help desk would be for if they had something to do specific with, like, integrated system or some student information system. But if it's general Windows issues, I want to know about it, because one, we're building images within my area that I want to make sure they're secure, stay secure.
Yeah.
Nothing gets tweaked that shouldn't get tweaked. I think that if any of my users are calling outside or in that realm of things, I want to know about it. And if they're not telling me, that's fine, but I can handle that with them one-on-one. And I don't know if everybody else feels that way, but that's how I am, because if I'm taking the time to build a secure image, the last thing I want is somebody tweaking settings and messing with security stuff, and I don't want them doing that.
Yeah,
And they are, I've got one user that I know has done that, because I've dealt with them in the last 2 weeks, that users are remoting into my machines and changing things.
So,
I'm very happy about that.
all right,
At
so let's tackle that. So if you have an issue like that, you send it to me. We'll talk about whether it was appropriate or not. Right? Because I can't talk in general terms about remoting it. I know that they're not remoting it as much as they were because I see a lot of the tickets, and I used to see it, and so I can tell you anecdotally that they're not. But I think we have to take that on a case-by-case basis.
Well, I know in the last week I've had agents remote into 2 of my machines.